Thanks for joining us for the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm Tasia Floissac. Among the major developments, a management structure for Cabrit's Marine Park to be implemented, President Salvare moves into the new State House from Monday, and constitutional amendment for Caribbean Court of Justice on agenda for next meeting of Parliament. Join me for the details of these and other stories coming up right after the break.
The black Sikatoka fungus can survive on banana and plantain leaves even after they have been cut from the tree. Farmers and hucksters are encouraged to use alternate cushioning material when moving produce from farm to the market. Do not use banana and plantain leaves as cushioning. It is against the law to move banana and plantain trash from the field. Obey the law and stop the spread of black Sikatoka today.
Thanks for staying with us. Time now for the details of the news. The President of Dominica, His Excellency Charles Salvare and Mrs. Clara Salvare will officially move into the new State House building on Monday, March 17, 2014. The office of the President was closed on Thursday and Friday to facilitate the transfer of the office and the residents to the accommodation, the new State House on Victoria Street. The Public and Police Service Commission, Electoral Commission and Integrity in Public Office Commission will also be housed at the new State House. These three offices are expected to move into the State House in the coming weeks. The $27 million State House project, which commenced in May 2011 by the Shanghai Construction Company, was completed late last year. The new State House building is one of three pillar projects negotiated between the Dominica and Chinese governments and includes a conference room with a capacity to host 200 people. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit has described the new State House as one which will signify Dominica's growth as an independent nation and pride for its people. The other two projects are the new state-of-the-art Dominica State College, which opened in September 2013, and a state-of-the-art hospital to replace the Princess Margaret Hospital. The new hospital project has not yet commenced. However, the designs are being finalized. The Health Minister, Honorable Julius Timothy, revealed this earlier this year. In more news, Dominica will place emphasis on the creation of a management structure for the Cabrit's Marine Park. This undertaking is part of the Eastern Caribbean Marine Managed Areas Network project funded by the German Federal Ministry for the Environment. On Thursday, March 13th, the Fisheries Division, which is the local executing agency, held a national consultation in Portsmouth to bring awareness about the project. Chief Fisheries Officer Andrew Magloire says the project will focus on strengthening the country's ability to effectively make use of the resources contained within the Cabrit's National Park.
We are focusing our attention on Ekman, which is the Eastern Caribbean Marine Managed Areas project, in Portsmouth, the Cabrit's, with some special attention to the marine aspects of the Cabrit's National Park. And I think one of the critical central focus areas for us is, after these 3 years of implementation of this project, that we can have a model system or structure developed for the management of the park.
Magloire said the long-term plan is to allow for the sustained use of the resources of the Cabrit's Marine Park, which could ultimately contribute to the livelihood of fisherfolk and other residents of the area.
So many of our fishers who depend on the Cabrit's area for sustaining their livelihoods, that you should not feel threatened by this initiative, because this initiative really is about trying to ensure your long-term sustainability, all right, over the utilization of those resources. And as fishers, your dependence on fish, catching fish for your economic earnings, is critically tied into the sustainability and the survivability of those species. So if they are unable to sustain their populations, then you are unable to make a livelihood out of it. It's as simple as that. And therefore, the project will seek to look at a number of initiatives, right, that seeks principally to conserve and protect the integrity of those resources.
The Effective Marine Managed Areas project will look at 3 areas of focus, including a livelihood component to be spearheaded by the OECS Secretariat.
The Ekman Project, we believe, will be of great benefit to us, and the Secretariat is pleased to partner with the Nature Conservancy and the member states, for example, Dominica, and the other implementing partners in putting that project, seeing it come to success. And we are especially pleased, and we realize it's a great responsibility that we have to deal with the livelihoods component, because this is at the heart of a lot of things for us.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Environment, Physical Planning, Natural Resources and Fisheries, Harold Geese, is looking forward to the project bearing fruit. He says certain restrictions will be placed on some activities within the marine park.
With a management system in place, we obviously will have to consider restriction of certain activities in certain areas. If we do not restrict activity, human activity, we also do not have a management area. If people can do as they please, it's no point. So therefore, there is going to be restriction of activities. If there is restriction of activities, there is going to be implications for livelihood. And if there are implications for livelihoods, we have to have associate or alternatives to assist those persons. So it is my understanding that the project is intended to cover all of those. I would like to say that critical, and we need to learn from the lessons of the previous project that has fallen short of putting an actually functional management system in place.
The Nature Conservancy and Nuclear Safety are also providing critical support towards this project. In observance of the World Glaucoma Week, the Ministry of Health and the Eye Care team hosted a series of activities to heighten awareness on the severity and prevalence of glaucoma in Dominica. The highlight of the week was an eye clinic and exhibition day held on Thursday at the Grand Bay Health Center. The Ministry of Health, in conjunction with the rest of the world, is observing World Glaucoma Week under the theme Beat Invisible Glaucoma. Numerous organizations have demonstrated their commitment toward the cause through sponsorship of Thursday's event. One such sponsor is the Dominica Social Security. Deputy Director of the Dominica Social Security, Augustus Etienne, in his remarks, expressed satisfaction in joining the initiative to expand awareness.
Social Security takes interest in the health and wellness of the people of Dominica, and it's not unusual for us to associate with health-related activities, health walks, glaucoma awareness week, hypertension awareness, diabetes awareness, cancer, AIDS, whatever. We take interest in all of those conditions that impact the health and wellness of our people. And so it was not a difficulty when Dr. Ricketts called to indicate that they were having this activity this week, and especially this program here at Grand Bay, to provide sponsorship to the effort so as to sensitize people to the effect that glaucoma can have on their wellness and their ability to function. And to the extent that we can prevent glaucoma from stealing our sight, stealing our vision, and making us unable to function as normal human beings, unable to be productive and to contribute to the workforce, to productivity, and to make our contributions into social security, I felt it necessary to support the activity. And so I'm glad to be here this morning and to congratulate the eye clinic and Dr. Ricketts more specifically for spearheading the whole effort at sensitizing our population to the impact of glaucoma.
According to the facilitator of the event, consultant ophthalmologist Dr. Hazel Schilling for the Ricketts, glaucoma is a progressive chronic non-communicable eye disease which results in damage to the optic nerve of the eye, causing blindness. Schilling for the Ricketts, in her presentation, illustrated various aspects of the human eye to depict how increased fluid pressure damages the eye.
All these fibers join together to form the nerve of the eye, okay? Now these cells here, we call it the ganglion cells for the nurses who know about anatomy. These are the cells that are damaged when you have glaucoma. So once these nerves are damaged, the optic nerve, the fibers die. When all the fibers come into the optic disc here, they pass through a strainer. Okay, you see these little holes, they're looking like a strainer. Now when the pressure pushes on the strainer, it locks the fibers and it squeezes the nerve fibers, and this is how it kills the nerve fibers.
She noted that statistics have shown that black males are at a higher risk of developing the disease than other individuals. Dr. Schilling for the Ricketts identified various intervals when individuals of specific age groups should get their eyes tested.
Men want about 2 of them out of 100, women 1. But if we just go down, 50 to 59, about 5 men out of 100, 60 to 69, about 9 men, 70 to 79, about 17 or 18 of them. Look at the 80 to 86, about 25 out of 100 have glaucoma. So you see, as your age increases, the number of you having glaucoma will increase.
A dream that has been in the making for the past 29 years finally looks like it's all coming together for the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities. On Friday, March 14th, the Embassy of Japan and the DAPD signed an agreement for grant funding of $36,254 US. The idea for the Multipurpose Development Center was conceptualized since 1985, 2 years after the formation of the Dominica Association of Disabled Persons. In 2001, the first phase was the construction of an administrative block funded by the European Union. The second phase was the construction of a training unit funded by the Basic Needs Trust Fund in 2006. This third phase, funded by the government of Japan, will see the construction of dormitories to house at least 20 individuals. According to Natalie Murphy, DAPD's executive director, the main objective is to enable persons with disabilities across the island to participate in events planned by the association.
We have activities and events that are held in the evenings and at night times that warrants and necessitate the participation of our members, especially those living in the rural areas or districts, and it is extremely difficult for them to find suitable accommodation, appropriate accommodation. As it stands now, with this new training unit, at nights when we have activity in the evening, it is converted into a bedroom. So in the day, it is a training unit, in the night is a bedroom when we have to do that. So now we are very happy that we can move to the next phase, which is the construction of the dormitories.
The DAPD has always called for a barrier-free society where persons with disabilities could have free access to their physical environment. Murthy is hoping that realization of a multi-purpose center will provide physically challenged persons with freedom to participate in events in a barrier-free environment. Proposal for the project was written and submitted to the government of Japan in 2013. Word of approval for the project came on February 14, 2014. Representative from the Embassy of Japan in Trinidad and Tobago, Hirofumi Murabayashi, described the grant as a Valentine's Day gift to the DAPD.
Through this project, persons with disabilities will have increased access to DAPD events, as they will be able to stay overnight in a dormitory. This will decrease worry about transport to and from events, especially those that may last for a few days. I have no doubt that this project is truly one which meets basic human needs.
Murphy expressed thanks to the government of Japan for coming on board to contribute to such an important project.
And I want to take this opportunity to really say thank you to the representatives from the embassy and, of course, the government and people of Japan for their support, for their friendship, for their collaboration, for their assistance in helping the APD to grow and develop. As it stands now, we can say that the government of Japan is the leading funder of projects and programs at the APD, and we're really, really thankful for that.
Nathalie Murthy signed on behalf of the DAPD, and Hirofumi Murabayashi signed on behalf of the Japanese government. The facility will be built alongside the DAPD's administrative building on Canal Lane in Goodwill and is expected to be completed within 1 year. And finally, this news time, Her Excellency Godly van den Berg, Belgium's new ambassador to Dominica, visited Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister and Minister for Foreign Affairs. The meeting took place at the office of the Prime Minister on Friday, March 14, 2014. Prime Minister Skerrit welcomed Ambassador van den Berg to Dominica and expressed Dominica's interest in continued cooperation with Belgium in areas of mutual interest. Ambassador van den Berg presented her credentials to His Excellency Charles A. Salvere, President of Dominica, on Wednesday, March 12, 2014. Dominica and Belgium established diplomatic relations in 1980. And that's it for the English segment of National Focus. Let's now join Tanya Green for this week's edition of Flashback.
Thank you, Tasia. Here now are the headline stories which made the news this week. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit represented Dominica at CARICOM's 25th intersessional meeting in St. Vincent. The two-day meeting, which ended on Tuesday, focused on information communication technology, human resource development, sustainable development in the region, and the state of the regional economy. And Dominica joined other Commonwealth nations in celebrating Commonwealth Day 2014 under the theme Team Commonwealth. An ecumenical service and a youth parliamentary debate formed part of local activities. And Dominica's Energy Minister, Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, spoke of Dominica's progress in its geothermal energy pursuits. He noted that government has successfully gone through the initial phases of the project and has now completed drilling of the production wells. New village councils were inaugurated this week to serve the Maragut and Wesley communities for the next 3 years. And the Public Works Minister confirmed this week that the DLP administration is set on its mandate to restore at least 60% of the island's road network by the year 2015. And the Ministry of Health staged a number of activities in observance of World Glaucoma Week under the theme Beat Invisible Glaucoma. And the drive to improve students' performance in math continued with the launch of the Math Power Contest 2014. 60 primary and 16 secondary schools will participate. And Dominica welcomed a new ambassador from the Kingdom of Belgium. At the presentation of credential ceremony, President Salvere expressed hope that negotiations for the Schengen visa waiver agreements for OECS member states will soon be completed. And these were the major stories which made headlines this week. It's now back to you, Tasia.
Thank you, Tanya. We now join McPherson St. Luce for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le ministre de l'Éducation pour tirer matériel pour augmenter le sujet mathématique en l'école primaire. Parole celle-là sortie au ministère de l'Éducation, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean. Honorable Saint-Jean aussi mentionné consultancy et puis officier qui a visité l'école où la sujet là a tapé attention. Ministre Saint-Jean fait parole cela où l'une des contests mathématiques que le ministre de l'Éducation a organisé.
Nous, pour tirer, on a équipement mathématique. Et équipement ça là, actuellement, nous mettons en la main ces teachers là en différentes écoles, tout en Dominique. Ces équipements ça là, nous croyons qu'un de ces enfants là pour faire meilleur en mathématiques. Et il est nécessaire aussi, si nous avons fait tout ça, pour ministre éducation, officier ministre éducation, observer ça qui prend place en ces différentes écoles là. Actuellement, nous sommes officiels là, qui aller dans ces écoles là pour essayer de ouais ça nous voulons faire en l'école là, qui ces teachers là qui fait ça. Et finalement, nous ça nous a créé un numeracy consultancy. Ça c'est là, ministre éducation, gouvernement Dominique, payer en certaines compagnies au monde pour faire une consultation ben nous pour voir comment nous pouvons faire en mathématiques, qui problème là et comment nous pouvons adresser ces problèmes ça yo et consultancy ça là il finit et actuellement nous travaillons pour mettre ces recommandations ça yo en pratique.
Banque nationale Dominique fait présentation $40,000 pour assister le ministre de l'Éducation organiser contest là.
Banque nationale Dominique a fait une contribution à $40,000. Ça c'est dollars ici pour aider le ministre de l'Éducation pour mettre compétition ça là en l'air. Et nous voulons complimenter la banque là et nous avons créé en l'air d'autres business en Dominique pour venir et aider nous puisque réellement gouvernement, ministre de l'Éducation, pas à faire travail là par contre.
En notre nouvelle, ministère Public Works, Honorable Ribbon Blackmore, qui a fait parole et faux gouvernement Labour Party, mener soulagement pour travailler agriculture. Honorable Blackmore, qui représente le premier ministère Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, comme acting premier ministère, fait parole ça là en inauguration Village Council Marigot Lady. Selon Honorable Blackmore, pliqué $77 millions déjà dépensés en réhabilitation chimique habitants et puis pliqué ça, gouvernement passé expectation ou là 63% chimique payant en bonnes conditions. Et le gouvernement qui a mis attention à ces chimiques habitants, même si parole négative qu'a dit d'autres bagailles. Honorable Blackmore fait parole qui Léo Labour Party wantwe, yon audit à ces chimiques payant chaîne. Audit ça là te montré que network chimique payant te bien mauvais. Quand même, ministre Blackmore aussi fait parole que le gouvernement Dominique ni un mandat pour mettre en ordre network chimie pays là. En la nouvelle, comme ministre santé qui a mis attention à ces maladies semaine là, docteur Hazel Schilling for Ricketts qui a avisé les gens qui a souffert et puis maladie là. Docteur Ricketts qui a créé à ces gens qui né pour suivre médicaments docteur qui a pour traitement.
Si il dit ou ni glaucome, il peut ba remède pour mettre à zéro tous les jours, 2 fois, 4 fois ou 8 fois par jour. Ou ni pour servir remède ça là tous les temps parce que remède là c'est pour baisser tension là pour protéger zéro. Si ou pas servir remède ou pressure là qui continue dommager là et vers ou ça vini avec. So, il est important pour ça check zéro régulièrement. Si on est glaucome pour servir vision, servir remède tout le temps, et pour continuer check docteur tous les temps, les ibao appointment. So, si men ça là, nous capables les codes, nous ni pour bit invisible glaucoma. Glaucoma pas capable de sign. So, c'est pour qui nous qui ou maladie qui a volé à vision. Et va qui volé, et va pas même ça qui a volé vision. So, on ni pour garder pour voler ça là, et va on ni pour battre pour faire ça, il passe à venir faire avec. C'est pour qui ça dans les salles nous a dit nous les bit invisible glaucoma. So, moun qui savent comment pour préserver vision yo, so yo pas vini avec.
Et puis finalement, Association Monde des Habilités Dominique recevait un grant hors Japan, l'argent yo kay servi pour bâtir l'occasion pour monde sa dormir. Et une présentation prend place à Jordia où l'ambassadeur Japan pour la Dominique fait présentation en chèque pour chef Association Monde des Habilités Dominique Nathalie Murphy.
Nous tapons l'argent au gouvernement Japan pour nous construire ou bâtir place pour les gens qui ont des habilités dormir les soirs, les non activités qui pour place les soirs avec l'argent salaire c'est $39,000, sorry, $36,250 avec, comme on dit, ça c'est pour continuer à bâtir développement centre nous. Avec nous avons dit grand merci pour le gouvernement Japan pour assistance là, ça c'est un grant, ça c'est pas un loan, c'est un grant, nous pas ni pour payer rien everywhere. Avec ça que fait nous ni place, avec fait nous ni possibilité pour organiser plus programme pour nous pour moun qui ont des habilités.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson Saint-Luce. Un bon week-end. Au revoir.
Coming up, one thing to consider during the Lenten season.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
It doesn't matter how many resources you have. If you don't know how to use them, it will never be enough. Some people have everything they could ask for and still have not achieved happiness in life. So this Lenten season, try learning to make do with what you have. Don't squander or desire more than you need either. Having too much sometimes creates more problems than it solves. A humble spirit is always admired by many and speaks volume in the loudest room. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. On behalf of our entire news production team, I'm Tasia Floissac. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful weekend.